As we begin a Thursday edition of the Bruce Hooley Show, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it very much. I wish I had better news for you at the top of the show, but I don't. You might remember probably over a year ago, maybe closer to 2 years ago than one, that the teachers, some teachers in the Hillard School District were wearing badges that said, I'm safe. No, excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm here, safe person, safe space. They were LGBTQ friendly badges, and then if you accessed a QR code on the badge or a website that was listed on the badge, I forget which, but it would steer you to a website that was decidedly LGBTQ friendly. There was a lawsuit filed by parents. A U.S. District Court in Columbus has allowed the Hillard School District to wiggle off the hook for that bit of LGBTQ indoctrination. The judge is not, surprisingly, Algernon Marbley. It is a different judge. But these 8 parents in Hillard filed the lawsuit, including 2 who said that their student was encouraged to identify by different pronouns, and the teachers kept this a secret from the parents. Now, that was back when Joe Biden was in office, and a lot of this was going on around the country. But now Donald Trump is in office, and while he's issued executive orders that would preclude this kind of nonsense, I think this is going to be a long, long battle, and I fear that the left is a lot more committed to fighting it than we are, because we've got judges ingrained in the system that are clearly ideologically aligned with the LGBTQ movement. And one of those judges is Michael Watson. He's the Southern District U.S. Court judge who dismissed the lawsuit yesterday. One of the claims against the district without prejudice, which means he didn't really decide it. And he granted summary judgment on the other 2 claims. Now, let me say, the school board is always named in a lawsuit against a school. The school board could be involved in something like this, which the badges were a horrible idea. It gave tacit approval, the appearance of tacit approval by the district to the LGBTQ agenda, which, let's just be honest, is not shared by the majority of parents in the district. The majority of parents in the district, and whenever you say that, people think, oh, well, what's wrong with the people in Hillard, or what's wrong with the people in Dublin, or what's wrong with the people in Circleville, or what? It isn't that people in any district are hostile toward the LGBTQ movement. It is that they don't deem discussing those matters in a school appropriate as a topic to be discussed in school, right? There are topics that are appropriate for school, like, for instance, science, math, reading, things like that. And then in terms of gender, sexuality, and other things, those can be affected by a whole lot of things. It could be affected by your political outlook. It could be affected by your religious outlook on life. But those are matters to be discussed between parents and their children. Those are matters for the home, not matters for the school building. We have seen over the course of the last 50 years, at least, a large mass of teachers go through our colleges and universities who share a viewpoint that anybody can sleep with anybody at any time, anywhere, and it's good. It's great. It's fantastic. Love is love. Yeah, that's the idea. Okay. Now, we have seen the LGBTQ agenda move from just tolerate us to you must indoctrinate us into every aspect of society. We used to have, what do we have? Pride Day, Pride Week. I know we used to have Pride Week. Now we have Pride Month, right? So we got to celebrate it, indoctrinate them, include them. If we don't, we're homophobic. No, it's just that we'd rather not have this shoved in our face or rammed down our throat. So they're reaching the point where they keep testing the boundaries on these kinds of things. And this was clearly an effort by teachers in Hillard who are pro-LGBTQ to let's see if we can get away with this, because we're daring you as parents. We're maybe even daring members of our school board, maybe even daring our superintendent. I don't know where he stands on this, but he's probably a squish, probably afraid of taking on his teachers union. And so they pushed this agenda. They didn't get pre-approval with their badges. They just put them on and wore them. Okay. So now this lawsuit is going away. And what's troubling to me is the judge is dismissing this on a technicality, because I went back and I looked, and the very first time this came up in the public eye was January 17th of 2023. January 17th of 2023. And this was when the lawsuit was filed. Okay. So the matter came to the parents' attention sometime before that. Now, the judge says, in this case, the one that he just ruled on, the one that he just dismissed, he's dismissing the concerns of the parent whose student was told that they should identify by a different sex, that they didn't make their complaint until February the 8th, 2023. But there was a lawsuit filed in January, mid-January of 2023. The judge said that the parents who had the concern about their kid had to make their complaint before the end of January in 2023. So they were 8 days late getting this in front of the courts. So he dismissed it on the grounds of statute of limitations. Now, he could have looked at this and said, okay, this was an addendum. This was related to a lawsuit that did beat the deadline, but the paperwork didn't get filed until February the 8th. So I'm going to allow for this to be heard because these are genuine concerns that deserve a fair airing. But obviously, he's somebody who's going to look for any way that he can to dismiss this case, and that's what he's done. So this is a loss for those of us who are dedicated to speaking truth, who really and truly care about kids. It's always framed people who listen to children on the fact that, I'm a boy, but I think I'm born in a girl's body. I'm a boy, but I'm born in a girl's body, or I'm a girl, but I was born in a boy's body. The teachers and the people who embrace that, completely flawed and biologically erroneous. And I'll just stop there before I get myself into real trouble telling you where I think the source of that really is. They're portrayed as the loving ones, as the accepting ones, as the inclusive ones, right? But this is, as the suicide rates show, is a very damaging ideology for kids to be born into. And we've gotten to the point, it's not just in this particular issue, not just on LGBTQ issues, it's on all issues where we don't dare tell children, we don't put any boundaries on them, we don't put any guardrails on them, we don't dare. But, I just came from a dinner last night where I was so impressed with the quality of the young people at this dinner. And they're people who attend a technical school, okay? They go to high school, they can go to high school at the technical school, or they can go to high school at their regular school, and then they can go to the technical school. And I leaned over to my wife as I watched these very impressive kids up on stage, entering in all kinds of fields, in welding and drone technology and automotive engine repair and automotive body repair. Some of them are going to be firemen, some are going to be cosmetologists, some of them are going to be in the culinary arts. I mean, I leaned over to my wife in the middle of this dinner while all these kids are up there talking about how focused they are on their futures at ages where, a lot of kids are not. A lot of kids are, phone in hand, going down rabbit holes on Reddit and other platforms. And I leaned over to my wife and I said, I wish when I was 15, I would have had my perspective on life that I have now in my 60s. Because if I had had it then, I would have done exactly what these kids are doing. So I'm going to guess that these kids have been parented well. I know they love their teachers. I know I met a lot of the teachers last night. I met the administration. It is a matter of guiding children on the path that they should go. And when you just let a child wander, when you just let them do whatever they want to do, pursue whatever reckless self-destructive tendencies they may be inclined to pursue because they've been encouraged in it by other kids who are poorly parented and who are just spending all their time online. The result that you get, because we've let this fester for decades and decades is you get people in power who can put a stamp of approval on this, whether it's a teacher, whether it's a school administrator, whether it's a college professor, or whether it is a judge, or whether it was, in the case of Joe Biden, the president of the United States. So I don't know. One of the things we're going to talk, I'm going to ask Larry Elder tomorrow night. That's the big Larry Elder event at the Door Dutchman. I'm going to ask him whether he's optimistic about the future of America. I see reasons every single day to be optimistic about the future of America. The kids I saw last night, but then I also see reasons not to be optimistic about the America, like rulings by this judge.
Thunderstorm in the area. High today 83. Partly cloudy for tonight. Mild, low 60. Clouds and showers. Thunderstorm for tomorrow. The high at 76. It'll be cloudy and breezy. Couple of showers on Saturday morning. Followed by some clouds and sun in the afternoon. A little bit cooler day. High 63. Sunshine. Terrific day on Sunday. High at 67. Mostly sunny on Monday. The high 78. I'm Steve Williams on 98.9 FM. The Answer.
Has the recent storms impacted your house? The Metal Roof Company not only specializes in working with your insurance company, but also specializes in all trades on the outside of your home. Roofing, siding, soffits, fascia, gutters, windows, and in some cases, we can install a metal roof for the same price as a shingle roof. So remember, folks, don't settle, buy metal. Call 614-721-ROOF or reach out to us on the web at themetalroofcompany.com.
You made it through another nasty Ohio winter. But let's be honest, there's something in your home that will kind of struggle through it. Yeah, it's your furnace. But the good news is you can get a jump on next year's winter now by getting a Goodman high-efficiency furnace from Temperature Pro for $2,000 from our discount shopping club. The regular price is $4,000. Temperature Pro is a leader in commercial and residential HVAC services. Get all the details at 989theanswer.com or by calling RMAT at 614-216-5049. Are you tired of exposing your retirement to stock market risk? How would you like the potential to participate in credited interest from market indexed returns and limit the downside? Join Ethan Palucci for the Safe Money and Income radio show, Saturdays at 7 a.m. right here on 98.9 FM, The Answer. You can also call Ethan Palucci now for your complimentary customized Safe Money Radio and Income kit and Safe Money Radio and Income book at 844-319-SAFE. That's 844-319-7233.
Two things that hit a family budget the hardest: the price of gas and of groceries. Let us ease that pain at the pump when you enter the Gas and Groceries giveaway. Back for the third straight year, the grand prize winner gets $2,500 in gas and groceries gift cards. Two first prize winners will each get $500 in gift cards. That could be you, so enter today.
Increase your chances by entering once a day at 989theanswer.com.
Mike Huckabee here for Vinia. Vinia is the remarkable red grape circulation superfood shown in the clinical trial to increase the dilation of arteries. The better blood flow. Better blood flow gives me the physical energy I want. Better blood flow means more oxygen can go to my brain to give me the mental alertness that I need to be at the top of my game. I've taken Vinia every day for over 3 years. It's been a life changer. Each Vinia capsule has the same amount of isomeric resveratrol found in 1,000 grapes or a full bottle of wine, but without the sugar, calories, or alcohol. If you want all-day energy, better mental alertness, start your day with Vinia. Go online to get your first month free. Go to Vinia.com to learn how to get your first month free. Enter discount code HUCKFREE at checkout. Visit VINIA.com. Use discount code HUCKFREE to save. Plus, we'll include free shipping and a 90-day risk-free guarantee. Go to Vinia.com right now.
Is your life affected by someone else's gambling? If your answer is yes, or you have more questions, Gam-Anon is there for you. Gam-Anon helps family members, friends, and those affected by a compulsive gambler find answers and strategies for dealing with the finances, debt, and strained relationships caused by gambling. Visit GAM-ANON.org for the national meeting list. Come to a meeting whether or not the gambler in your life seeks help or even recognizes that there is a gambling problem. For more information, go to GAM-ANON.org.
All right, I told you folks yesterday I was going to go to the mat, twist arms if I needed to. I didn't need to. We will have a little bit more than an hour from now, 2 tickets to give away to the evening tomorrow night with myself and Larry Elder at the Der Dutchman restaurant. These are the last 2 tickets. Now, you're not just going to get tickets. Thanks to our event sponsor, Sugarbush Gourmet Gift Baskets, you're also going to get, besides the 2 tickets and the Der Dutchman buffet, you are going to get a $150 Sugarbush gift basket. You can pick it up right at the event. Now, this handcrafted local gift basket will have, what do you think? You've been to Sugarbush before? You know what's in it, right? Cookies, crackers, nuts, cheese, Anthony Thomas chocolates, maybe if you're lucky, Buckeyes, summer sausage, red wine, and tons of other goodies to munch on. But you won't be munching on them Friday night because you'll be feeding on the delicious Der Dutchman buffet. So $12.35 today, we're giving away the final 2 tickets and a Sugarbush gift basket to the Larry Elder event tomorrow night at the Der Dutchman restaurant. So disappointment is my reaction to the ruling by a U.S. District Court judge that basically Hillard City Schools is going to wiggle off the hook. The rogue teachers who wore the LGBTQ friendly badges. A parent whose student was groomed into transgenderism, attempted suicide. The judge dismissed the case because, oh, you filed it 8 days late. Now, we're going to see more and more and more and more cases like this because of the nonsense that was allowed to proliferate during the Biden administration and even predating the Biden administration, going back to the Obama administration. Remember, when Barack Obama ran for president in 2008, he said he was against gay marriage, which was a lie. He was not against it. He was just not going to say he was for it because he knew it would lose him the election. So then he got in office and he lit up the White House in rainbow colors. And now, biblical principle, you reap what you sow. Guess what issue is going to be coming before the Ohio Supreme Court very soon? A case out of Hamilton County where an LGBTQ couple that could not marry when they got together because they got together prior to the 2015 egregious ruling that granted gay couples the right to marry. Well, guess what happened? They split up. But because one of the women in the relationship was artificially inseminated and gave birth to 3 children, now the other woman is suing for some degree of custody of the children. Now, the one who had the children via artificial insemination moved out of the house, leaving her, what should we call it? The one who didn't have the kids. The one who did have the kids moved out and left the kids with the one who didn't birth them, okay? The one who didn't birth them. But a few years later, the woman who birthed them went to court because she wanted the kids back. Why is that? Oh, because she moved in with the nanny of the children. Yes, it's hard to keep track without a scorecard, and it's disgusting to even contemplate it. The woman who did not birth the children has gone to court, and this is her view of the whole sordid, demented situation. I am their mother, and I want to be recognized as their mother. I want to be recognized legally as a parent because I've done everything as a mom. No, you didn't give birth to them. She continues, they call me mama. I am their mama. Now, this phenomenon came to my attention first in, let me think when this was. It was about 10 years into my wife and my marriage, maybe like 2012. We're sitting at a gate at an airport flying back from, yes, I know, it was our 10-year anniversary. We went back to Hawaii where we went on our honeymoon. And we're sitting at the gate and I see these 4 unruly little kids running around and they're talking to one female adult addressing her as mom, and then talking to another female adult addressing her as mommy, mom and mommy. And I looked at my wife and I'm like, what kind of freak show is this? And she's like, don't start something. It's a long flight. Okay. So thankfully, mom and mommy were not sitting anywhere near me on the way home because I just knew this was going to be a bad situation. And here it is, right before me now, soon to be decided before the Ohio Supreme Court. They are contesting the custody of a girl and a set of twins, 13 and 11. It's not the kid's fault. It's not the kid's fault at all. It is the fault of the courts. It is the fault of the adults. It is the fault of straying away from God's plan for a healthy home that we have these kinds of matters in front of courts. You reap what you sow. And how does that work? The principle of sowing and reaping. You get more than you sow later than you sow it, right? So we allowed this to fester, and we're going to have a generation of kids who are not parented according to the way God designs a marriage and relationships, father, mother, children, to be done. This is heartbreaking. The kids are the victims in this. Now, this is really rich. The woman who birthed the children, what is her argument? That she wants the children back. Her argument is that because it was against the law for them to get married, that the other woman, who claims to be the mom but didn't give birth to the children, has no parental rights because they were not married. So probably in 2012, 13, 14, whenever they got together, this birth mother was mad they couldn't get married and probably thought it was horrible, terrible, awful. But now she's using that as her card to get sole custody of the kids that she was artificially inseminated with when she was shacking up with this other woman. Okay, just utter nonsense. As is this story out of Grandview Heights. I feel bad for you in Grandview Heights. Nice neighborhood. Are you one of the unlucky ones who has a big X on one of your sidewalk sections? If you are, well, you have a big fat bill to pay to the city. The city went around this week and started looking at its sidewalks. And if your sidewalk in front of your home is cracked or is heaving upward or sideways, Grandview is billing you as the homeowner $404, and you have to get it repaired. Say, well, I can repair it myself. I'm a handy person. No, you cannot. You have to have it repaired by one of the city-approved contractors. Births all kinds of investigative reporting possibilities. Under Ohio law, property owners are responsible for sidewalk maintenance. I find that to be a stupid law. Why, just because you have a sidewalk in front of your house, you're responsible for maintaining the sidewalk? Did you install it? No, you didn't. The city installed it. Who should be responsible for it then? The city. Now, the real kicker on this is that they rammed this through Grandview City Council without the customary 3 readings. And that comes from one of the city council members. A lot of residents are saying that the imperfections, as deemed by the city, have been in their sidewalks for 7-8 years, but now the city has chosen to replace them at a time when, thanks to Joe Biden's inflation, costs are high for just about everything you buy. So if you got 3 or 4 of these panels, sections of your sidewalk with a big X on them, you're on the hook for somewhere between $1,500 and $2,000.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. Ukraine criticizes Russia as the real obstacle to peace following an overnight attack on Kiev. Still, at least 9 people injured, more than 70 others. Applications for jobless benefits up modestly last week as businesses retain workers despite fears of a pending economic slump. Authorities say a man set wooden pallets ablaze, failed to properly put them out in New Jersey's Pine Barrens, sparked a quick-moving wildfire that has charred at least 15,000 acres so far. The 19-year-old is facing aggravated arson and arson charges in connection with the southern New Jersey wildfire. And so many people have lined up to see Pope Francis lying in state at St. Peter's Basilica. The Vatican kept the doors open all night long. Watching Wall Street, the Dow is up almost 300 points. More details at srnnews.com.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free, no-risk consultation. 800-292-7875. 800-292-7875. You have nothing to lose, but everything to gain. 800-292-7875.
Weekday afternoons from 5 to 6. Tune into The Windsor Report with Jack Windsor, System Ohio's top drive time show on politics, policies, and personalities.
You heard me talk about Relief Factor and how so many people enjoy a better, more pain-free life because of it. If you're dealing with everyday pain, it makes sense you want to try it first. Well, Relief Factor makes that pretty pain-free too with their 3-week quick start kit for only $19.95, less than $1 a day. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain temporarily, it helps reduce or eliminate pain. Visit relieffactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF, 800-4-RELIEF for Relief Factor.
Healthcare is complicated. It doesn't have to be. If you don't know how your health insurance works, maybe it's time to leave traditional health insurance behind. Take charge of your healthcare with Christian Healthcare Ministries. CHM offers you flexibility. Enroll anytime, choose your own provider, and select a program that fits your needs and budget. CHM is the original faith-based way of taking care of your medical bill costs. Learn more at chministries.org/wellness.
Salem News Channel is America's fastest growing conservative TV network.
An absolute crazy.
Home to the largest lineup of free speech champions anywhere. Delivering in-depth insight and unapologetic opinion on today's biggest news stories.
Americans aren't going to put up with this anymore.
SNC brings you the news that matters, told with integrity and clarity. Watch Salem News Channel free, 24/7 on your television. Stream now on Pluto TV.
News, opinion, passion. Here, 98.9 FM, The Answer. Anywhere you go, The Answer's mobile app at 98.9theanswer.com. Also on the smart speakers, TuneIn, or iHeart.
Well, if you missed it, the Big Larry Elder event at the Dare Dutchman sold out, but we do have 2 tickets that we will be giving away at 12:35-ish today. So stay tuned for that. Larry will be in, the Sage of South Central, the great Eldersky. How many nicknames does Larry have? I don't know. I know he has a lot of talent. I know he's a fantastic conservative talker. He hosts the Larry Elder Show here on The Answer, and we're happy to have him. So that will be at 12:35 today. What do we have for you in the meantime? The chance to enter the gas and groceries giveaway sweepstakes. Yes, I saw the entry numbers. Robust from our audience, which we appreciate very, very much. Probably because who wouldn't want to win $2,500 in gas and groceries gift cards to offset those bills? I don't know of anybody. I'd like to win, but I'm ineligible, which is good for you. You can go to 989theanswer.com and enter once each day, or here's a little secret, complete bonus activities to give yourself a better chance of winning. The gas and groceries giveaway sweepstakes ends soon, so enter now at 989theanswer.com. All right, here's an update that I don't think, well, I can't say anybody was was waiting on. I doubt many of you were waiting on it, but maybe I don't know my audience like I think. I doubt that there are a lot of Michelle Obama podcast listeners in my audience. But every once in a while it is, well, I don't know, interesting, maybe, infuriating, possibly, to catch back up with the woman who said she was never proud of America until her husband was elected president of the United States. Michelle Obama is someone who traffics in grievance politics, victimhood, And she now has a pretty irrelevant podcast. The numbers are terrible. With her brother, Craig Robinson, who in the snippets that I listen to of the podcast, barely talks. He's probably, showing what the Democratic Party perceives as strength in a man, which is silence and deference, and never speaking up and never correcting a woman. Less of all, his sister, who makes Craig Robinson somewhat relevant, besides the fact that he was the head basketball coach at Oregon State once and failed miserably and was soon fired. So now he's doing a podcast with his sister, which, as I noted, on which he barely talks. But here was one of the things that Michelle had to say yesterday. We'll get to the part where she explains why she did not attend. This is beautiful. Why she did not attend the funeral of Jimmy Carter and why she did not attend the inauguration. But first, let me give you a flavor for, first, how difficult it is to be Michelle Obama.
We don't articulate as Black women our pain because it's almost like nobody ever gave us permission to do that. And does anyone care? Yeah, there's no they care.
If we part. Knew, I think we would care.
Thank you, Craig.
If we knew.
Why wait to be asked? It seems like what we go through is pretty obvious. I mean, maybe we're not complaining, but we're actually living life out loud.
So we don't. What did she say? We don't. I forgot. I wrote it down. I can't read my own writing. Let's hear this again. Right at the beginning. Oh, I know what it said. We don't announce our pain. Black women do not announce their pain. It seems to me that Sunny Hostin often voices her pain. It seems to me that Ayanna Pressley often announces, or Maxine Waters often announces. Joy Reid, she Shrinking Violet never announces her pain. Tiffany Cross, I don't know. It seems like my opinion of that and Michelle's opinion of that are a little bit different. And then that's like a 40-second clip there. You heard Craig Robinson throw in his salient contribution was, if only we knew how much pain you were in, we would care. Hey, here's a tip, Craig. You could ask your wife, how was your day, sweetheart? She'll tell you, I think. I think men are the ones who typically don't talk in a relationship. Women are the ones that typically do talk in a relationship. At any rate, I found it amusing and utterly self-absorbed that Michelle Obama is making the case that she's too much of a shrinking violet to let us know how much pain she's in. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, wait a minute, doesn't she have a home in Martha's Vineyard and Hawaii and Chicago and Washington, D.C.? And isn't she unfathomably rich, which she wasn't when she became First Lady of the United States, but has since become? Well, what kind of pain could she be in? Well, I don't know. But here, let's move on to what we really want to know, which is why did Michelle Obama skip the inauguration of Donald Trump as president, and why, in the aftermath of that, did she also skip the funeral of Jimmy Carter? Now, the voice that you will hear, besides Michelle Obama here, although I'll probably interrupt her before she starts to talk, is an actress whose name I'm searching for because I certainly didn't remember it when I read it. An actress from the show Empire. You say Empire. Oh, here's her name. Taraji P. Henson. You say, wait, she's an actress on Empire. Do you know who else was on Empire? That's right, Jussie Smollett. Okay, so that might give you a little bit of a hint as to what Taraji. She's not going to hold Michelle's feet to the fire. I think I'm safe in saying that. But here's Michelle Obama explaining why she did not attend the inauguration of Donald Trump or the funeral of Jimmy Carter.
My decision to skip the inauguration, what people don't realize, or my decision to make choices at the beginning of this year that suited me were met with such ridicule and criticism. Like, people couldn't believe that I was saying no for any other reason, that they had to assume that.
Before we get to what they assumed, is there a good reason for a former First Lady of the United States not to attend a presidential inauguration that her husband, a former president of the United States, attends? Or a funeral of a former president of the United States? No. See, there are certain duties that are part of protocol when you have held a position like First Lady of the United States. And they might be something that you don't really want to do. Don't all of us do things we don't really want to do, but we have to do them, right? There are things we attend. I don't really want to go to this, but I should. Okay, my neighbor's kid's getting married. I don't really want to go. I don't really want to buy him a gift, but it'll look bad if I don't go, so I'll go. Michelle Obama, well, she's trying to, like Kamala Harris, unburden herself of those weighty responsibilities. So here she is with the reason why people thought she didn't go, and how unfair that assumption was for people to jump to.
My marriage was falling apart, you know. It's like, while I'm here really trying to own my life and intentionally practice making the choice that was right for me, and it took everything in my power to not do the thing that was right, or that was perceived as right, but do the thing that was right for me.
Yes. Now, she says, everybody assumed my marriage was falling apart because I left my husband high and dry in a fashion that no former First Lady had ever done before. She said I was doing the thing that was right for me. So it seems like a admission of selfishness from my perspective. No, Michelle goes on to try to make sense of her decision.
That was a hard thing for me to do.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
I had to basically trick myself out of it, and it started with not having anything to wear. I mean, I had affirmatively, because I'm always prepared.
Okay. Does anybody believe that Michelle Obama, multimillionaire Michelle Obama, does not have anything to wear to a funeral or to an inauguration? Like, her closet is not teeming with fancy designer gowns that would be appropriate. She owns nothing. There's nothing in her wardrobe that is black that would be appropriate for the funeral of Jimmy Carter, or dark blue, or deep maroon. Nothing. There's nothing in her vast array of designer clothing or appropriate for an inauguration. That's her contention. I didn't have anything to wear. Nobody believes that. Wait, she's going to tell you why she didn't have anything to wear.
For any funeral, anything, I walk around with the right dress. I travel with clothes just in case something pops off. So I was like, if I'm not going to do this thing, I got to tell my team, I don't even want to have a dress ready. Right? Because it's so easy to just say, let me do the right thing. But then you become a shock absorber. Yeah.
You become a shock absorber. I don't want to cheat you out of hearing about the shock absorber. Isn't it inconsistent to say I didn't go because I didn't have anything to wear, and then admit on the heels of that you didn't have anything to wear because you told your staff not to keep anything that would be appropriate to wear?
Afternoon thunderstorm in the area. High today 83. Partly cloudy for tonight. Mild, low 60. Clouds and showers. Thunderstorm for tomorrow. The high at 76. It'll be cloudy and breezy. Couple of showers on Saturday morning. Followed by some clouds and sun in the afternoon. A little bit cooler day. High 63. Sunshine, terrific day on Sunday. High at 67. Mostly sunny on Monday. The high 78. I'm Steve Williams on 98.9 FM. The Answer.
Numbers don't lie. The impact that Balance of Nature makes every single day is astounding. You can see the numbers for yourself on their website at balanceofnature.com. Listen to these stats concerning Balance of Nature's worldwide success. More than 1,000 success stories reported each month. Hundreds of thousands of customers all over the world. Millions of orders delivered each year. And billions, yes, billions of fruits and veggie supplements consumed by people like me who've decided to start living better. There's only one number missing from that. That's you. Do what I did. Add yourself to these numbers. Start taking Balance of Nature's whole food supplements like so many of us around the world. Here's another number that should get your attention, 35%. Use my discount code MikeG to get 35% off plus free shipping and their money-back guarantee. You got to use the discount code MikeG. Call Balance of Nature, 800-246-8751. Use the discount code MikeG or order online at balanceofnature.com. Use the discount code MikeG to get 35% off plus free shipping from Balance of Nature. Time is running out. Are you ready for the adventure of a lifetime this summer? Join me, Mike Gallagher, along with Larry Elder on the Patriots Alaska Cruise, August 16th through the 23rd. This is your chance to experience Alaska's breathtaking wilderness while engaging in exclusive conversations about America's future with hundreds of like-minded patriots. That's not all. Special guests Jennifer Horn and Joe Piscopo will be on board for this once-in-a-lifetime journey. It's a summer vacation you will never forget. Now, staterooms are filling fast, so don't wait. Text the keyword travel to 94878 for details and the way to secure your spot. Just text travel to 94878 for this summer's Patriots Alaska Cruise. Explore majestic glaciers, fjords, and wildlife, all while discussing the most pressing issues of our time with hundreds of like-minded patriots. It's a wonderful summer vacation. Act now. Text the word travel to 94878 before it's too late.
This March and April, Temperature Pro is turning up the heat on kindness. For every pack of diapers our team picks up during a service call, we'll make a contribution to Bottoms Up Diaper Bank, helping families in need right here in Central Ohio. When we come to service your HVAC, you can help too. Just have a pack of diapers ready for us, any size, any brand, and together we'll make a difference, one diaper at a time. Need a repair, tune-up, or new system? Call Temperature Pro, proud supporter of Bottoms Up Diaper Bank.
As the temperatures warm and you start to see those daffodils, tulips, and lilies press up through the ground and flower and sprout, you realize it's time to mulch, it's time to mow, or it soon will be, and then you remember, ooh, man, when I move, I feel like a pig trying to walk on ice. Not comfortable. That's why you should take advantage of my friends at QC Kinetics. Hi, I'm Bruce Hooley, and I can tell you that QC Kinetics clinics throughout Central Ohio have helped get thousands of people out of pain. How do they do it? With advanced biologic treatments. That's a fancy way of saying they take your blood and concentrate the platelets, which are the healing agents, re-inject it into your affected areas, back, knee, elbow, hip, whatever it is, and voila, you get relief. Shouldn't you at least pursue the possibility of being pain-free without surgery or debilitating drugs? QC Kinetics free consultation, 380-208-4544, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
Discount Shopping Club at The Answer affords you an opportunity to save on tuition to two great places. If you're looking for a place to send your graduating student in the fall and they haven't made up their mind yet, I hope you'll consider Ohio Christian University or Valor Christian University. Both of them offer you the chance to get $2,500 off tuition by purchasing a discount tuition certificate in the Discount Shopping Club. Just go to 99theanswer.com and click on shopping. There you will see the opportunity to spend $2,500 and get a $5,000 tuition voucher. It's a way to cut costs. Two great schools. Your kid will come back with a solid biblical foundation, not someone woke whose values you did not teach them and values you do not recognize. Also, we have Goodman 80,000 BTU furnaces. If your furnace is at the end of the line and out of gas, figuratively, not literally, unless it's a gas furnace, or if you need an air conditioner, our friends at Temperature Pro make that available to you as well. Go to 989theanswer.com. Check out the Discount Shopping Club. I might need to apologize to you because I intended to dispense with Michelle Obama's wokeness and stupidity in one segment, but there's just more than I can confine to one segment. She has a podcast. Very few people listen to it, although her ranting and complaining yesterday has gained some measure of infamy in conservative circles because she made the contention that as Black women, we don't announce our pain, which I find curious because whenever I see Joy Reid or Tiffany Cross or Abby Phillips or Maxine Waters or Ayanna Pressley or Michelle Obama. I hear nothing but, Sunny Hostin too. I don't want to cheat her out of being a inveterate complainer and whiner. So Michelle says black women don't announce their pain. She also said that she's had to learn the art of saying no. She says it's a muscle you have to build. I think we've suffered because it's almost like, she's talking about not collective we Americans, her and her fellow put upon black women. We've suffered because it's almost like we started training late in life to build that muscle. I am just now starting to build it. I want our daughters, I want the young women out there, I want the girls to start practicing different strategies for saying no, except when it comes to like sleeping with anybody. Then you should say yes all the time. That's the Democratic view of life. After all that I've done in this world, displaying immeasurable humility, one of them. If I am still showing my daughters, I have to keep showing people that I love my country, that I'm doing the right thing, that I'm always setting, going high all the time, even in the face of a lot of hypocrisy and contradiction. All I'm doing is keeping that crazy bar that our mothers and grandmothers set for us. I could have made you listen to her say it. I thought it would be more palatable if I listened to it. But let's go back to the clip that we were playing before we went to break. I can't wait to talk to Larry Elder about Michelle Obama tomorrow night. Oh, that's going to be fun. But here is Michelle Obama and then her guest on the podcast, the actress Taraji P. Henson. You say, I've never heard of her. Yeah, well, there's a reason. She's about to show you why. Let's listen to this festival of self-pity.
I'm not going to do this thing. I got to tell my team, I don't even want to have a dress ready, right? Because it's so easy to just say, let me do the right thing. But then you become a shock absorber. And that's what women are, shock absorbers. And that's exhausting. And it's not healthy. It is not healthy. You've had to be shock absorbers for your husband, for your children, for your mom, for your family, your loved ones, because of where you were sitting in the public eye. That's not fair to you.
Yes, I think we're all of the unified opinion that life has not been fair to the Obamas, right? I mean, when you go from community organizer to U.S. senator and run for president before your first term ends, and you get elected the first black president of the United States, even though you haven't like really put forward a single legislative item at all, and you were elected almost solely because many Americans were afraid not to vote for you because they didn't want to be accused of being racist. They didn't hold you to the same standard that you had, like the political resume to prove that you could do the job. I think we all know that the Obamas have been dealt with extremely unfairly in our life. And poor Michelle Obama, she's like a set of struts installed by Midas in 1975. She's just a poor shock absorber. She's just totally worn out. Okay, I'm only going to make you listen to about 10 more seconds of this.
When do you ever get to live for you?
Oh,
I applaud you. I'm happy that you are taking care of yourself in the way that you need to.
Oh, I think we're all just thrilled, right? We were all waiting throughout the 8 years of Barack Obama when GDP was under 3% for the first time in American history for that long of a period of time. We were all waiting for life to start treating Michelle Obama fairly. It certainly wasn't fair when she had to make do with houses, mansions in Martha's Vineyard, Hawaii, Chicago, Washington, D.C. It certainly wasn't fair when, their chef died in a mysterious paddleboarding accident and no authorities asked any questions about it. That was totally unfair. So, Michelle, she's fighting a good fight. She's struggling to make it And I just thought all of you should know that. Maybe you can add her to your prayer list. Now, we will have Matt Mayer at the top of the hour. I hope Matt's probably listening to the show. He likes to listen before he comes on the show. Probably going to be. I hope he's not too emotional to come on after hearing that Michelle Obama, as a black woman, does not announce her pain. But if that doesn't put Matt over the edge, this will. The new chief of Intel. This guy's name is, what is it again? Wu Tan, I think. Forget his first name. Somewhere here. Anyway, he's cutting 20% of the Intel workforce. You say, wait a minute, didn't they cut like 15,000 or 15% of their workforce? Yeah. Lip Bhutan is the head of Intel. He just took over like a month ago. And the first thing he's doing is cutting their workforce, 20%. Now, you might say, well, what does this mean for the Intel project out there in Orange Township, out there in Licking County? Never fear. Mike DeWine, the governor of the state of Ohio, said yesterday that he wants to assure all Ohioans that whatever happens with Intel, there will be chips made. There will be chips. He didn't specify if they would be, wavy Lays or the kettle cooked Tostitos, Doritos. I don't know what kind of chips. It's looking less and less likely that they will be the kind of chips that we were all promised, which would be, we were promised they would be rolling off and out of the massive fabricating buildings this year, 2025. I believe we were promised that, right? When they broke ground on it. Now they've just moved the completion date back just a teensy bit, back into the 2030s. And Intel does not seem to be doing very well. But here's what Mike DeWine said yesterday. Ohioans should have faith because no company is going to invest as much money as they have already put into Ohio and walk away from it. I think Intel will be making chips there. If they're not making chips, I will guarantee you that someone will be making chips. That facility is being made specifically to make chips. We need chips. Mike DeWine trying to speak it into existence because, of course, there's never been a factory built in the history of the world when it got big, fat government grants and tax breaks, and then the business went kerblooey before it could come online. That's never happened. So the more concrete they pour into the ground, the more billions they've spent, that just assures we're going to have chips.
Two things that hit a family budget the hardest, the price of gas and of groceries. Let us ease that pain at the pump when you enter the Gas and Groceries giveaway. Back for the third straight year, the grand prize winner gets $2,500 in gas and groceries gift cards. Two first prize winners will each get $500 in gift cards. That could be you, so enter today.
Increase your chances by entering once a day at 989theanswer.com.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
I know what's up. Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org. A message from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids, where families find answers.
Find us at 989theanswer.com. Download our apps. Stream us 24/7. WTOH and WTOH HD1, Upper Arlington, Columbus.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott. President Trump said Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky needs to step up in the peace effort.
I think Russia is ready, and a lot of people said Russia wanted to go for the whole thing. And I think we have a deal with Russia. We have to get a deal with Zelensky, and I hope that Zelensky, I thought it might be easier to deal with Zelensky. So far, it's been harder.
The president has now offered rare criticism of Vladimir Putin, urging the Russian president to stop after a deadly barrage of attacks on Kyiv, Ukraine's capital. Those Russian attacks killed at least 12 people, injured more than 90. Also at townhall.com, the Justice Department has charged an alleged high-ranking member of the Tren de Aragua in Colombia with terrorism charges.
It's the first case of its kind against a member of the gang that the Trump administration has designated a foreign terrorist organization. More than 24 illegal immigrant gang members in New York City facing federal charges.
Mayor Eric Adams and border czar Tom Homan say 29 people connected to the Venezuelan gang Tren de Agua face an array of charges, including racketeering, weapons, and sex trafficking. Mayor Adams says the city has been looking into gang activities since the illegal immigrant attack on NYPD officers in Times Square last year.
That's Stacia Stevens. The National Association of Home Builders reports a slight dip in mortgage rates and limited existing home inventory. Help drive an increase in new home sales across the U.S. in March 2025. Sales of newly constructed single-family homes rose by 7.4% in March. On Wall Street, stocks are rising further. The Dow is up 256 points. The NASDAQ composite adding 305. More at townhall.com.
Partial sun, warm afternoon, thunderstorm in the area. High today 83. Partly cloudy for tonight, mild, low 60. Clouds and showers, thunderstorm for tomorrow, the high at 76. It'll be cloudy and breezy, couple of showers on Saturday morning, followed by some clouds and sun in the afternoon. A little bit cooler day, high 63. Sunshine, terrific day on Sunday, high at 67. Mostly sunny on Monday, the high 78. I'm Steve Williams on 98.9 FM, The Answer.
Has the recent storms impacted your house? The Metal Roof Company not only specializes in working with your insurance company, but also specializes in all trades on the outside of your home. Roofing, siding, soffit, fascia, gutters, windows, and in some cases, we can install a metal roof for the same price as a shingle roof. So remember, folks, don't settle, buy metal. Call 614-721-ROOF or reach out to us on the web at themetalroofcompany.com.
With SRN Sports, I'm George Williams. NBA playoff action. Last night, the two top teams in the Eastern Conference were winners. Cavaliers over the Heat, 121-112. Cleveland takes a 2-0 lead in the best-of-7 series. Celtics beat the Magic 109-100. Boston going up 2-0. The Rockets even their series against the Warriors at a game apiece with a 109-94 win. The game cost Golden State Jimmy Butler, who suffered a pelvis contusion on a foul by Amen Thompson, and Butler's status for Game 3 still undetermined. Tonight you'll have the Knicks against the Pistons, Thunder against the Grizzlies, Nuggets against the Clippers. NHL play. It was the Kings over the Oilers 6-2. Kings go up 2-0. Adrian Kemp lending 2 third-period goals and 2 assists along the way. Capitals beat the Canadiens 3-1. Washington goes up 2-0 in overtime. The Stars beat the Avalanche 2-1. Dallas goes up 2-1 in that series. This is SRN Sports. NHL tonight, Panthers against the Lightning, Maple Leafs play the Senators, Golden Knights against the Wild, Jets play the Blues. Major League Baseball, a couple of extra inning games, Rays over the Diamondbacks 7-6. In 10 innings, it was the Mets over the Phillies 4-3. Then you had the Tigers shutting out the Padres, Pirates shut out the Angels. Nationals over the Orioles 4-3, Twins beat the White Sox 6-3. Mariners down the Red Sox, it was the Cubs defeating the Dodgers on her second night in a row. It was the Giants over the Brewers. Athletics beat the Rangers, and the Reds winners over the Marlins. Astros beat the Blue Jays, Braves over the Cardinals, Yankees beat the Guardians. Rockies and Royals were postponed. They'll play a doubleheader today to make up the game. Sad news in the NFL, the Chicago Bears family mourning the passing of Steve McMichael at age 67 after a bout with ALS. He was a senior member of Pro Football's Hall of Fame only last summer. He helped to lead the famed 85 Bears team to a Super Bowl championship. This is SRN Sports.
Portions of the following program may be pre-recorded. This is Josh Pick with Atlas Wealth Management. The U.S. and the world have certainly changed a lot in the last few years. We're facing money dangers that we haven't seen in a long time, maybe ever. Inflation continues to be a problem. Interest rate increases have made purchases like cars and homes seemingly impossible for some, and retirement looks like a scary proposition. For many, it appears to be a dire situation and has left them paralyzed and fearful. You are not helpless, and there are ways to gain back control. At Aptus, we help our clients navigate the labyrinth of retirement planning and educate them on how to make appropriate choices for their individual situation. Whether you have never met with a fiduciary investment advisor before, or you just want a second opinion, we're here to help. Call our office today at 614-917-1040 and learn how a cost-free complimentary meeting may be the key to putting your money to work and your mind at ease. And don't forget to listen to the Aptus Blueprint Radio Show Friday evenings at 6, Saturday afternoons at noon, or call our office today at 614-917-1030.